this is a real thing in Africa, is if you want to trap a monkey, you put candy in a box, and when they grab the candy, they can't pull their arm out because they're incapable of letting go of the candy, and so then they're stuck. And they will stay there because they're incapable of putting together that if they let go of the candy, they can be free. We plant trees for shade we'll never enjoy. Exactly. And so the way to control a man is to make him into an animal, is to say that every time there's an explosion, to feel that trauma, that emotion, and then run right into the trap. That every time there's a shame tactic, or every time there's someone that makes you seek their approval, you kneel and you give up everything for that. And it's one of the reasons why people lately have started to leave me alone, is because once you pass the tests, they don't do it to you as much because it doesn't work. And that's how you show that you're a human being. And human beings are deserving of life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, all that stuff, you know? And there really are people that demonstrate that they're animals every day. And then those people lose all their rights because God doesn't give rights to animals. If you can't maintain your path when given, temptations or pain, you will lose your freedom. Yeah, BB, fear is one of the best ways to control man. Right. And animals have no free will. Sam Harris says we have no free will. Atheism and Satanism say, right, exactly. Atheism, and materialism, and it's so common now. Think about how many people are materialist, satanic atheists. They are constantly trying to prove that you are not human, that you are an animal, because it justifies their worldview. And what are you allowed to do to animals? Slaughter them, take away their rights, milk them. And a lot of people, the way they act is deserving of that. And I mean that. Like when I see someone back down to a shame mob because of trans children is profound because there's zero argument. There's zero argument that a 3-year-old should determine their fake gender that will put them in a category of high suicide, drug addiction. We all know it's nonsense. That the behavior of a 3-year-old boy would determine whether or not they give hormones to that boy. Cancer-causing, life-destroying hormones. We all know that that's absolute nonsense. So there's levels of tests. And so anybody that goes with that because of social shame or money has sealed their fate. And there is no coming out of that hell until you face it. Until someone says, oh, you're evil, you're a bigot, you're a racist, you're a homophobe, you're this, you're that, you're not going to be able to work, everyone's going to hate you, you're not allowed to come to my wedding, your wife's going to leave you, you're disgusting, Like, you have to be able to face that, just like the burning of the hands, or just like letting go of the lollipop for the monkey. Because if not, you're damned. Because you took temporary satisfaction, a relief of temporary pain, and you put a child on the altar to be sacrificed to evil. So then the Sam Harrises of the world are justified in their actions against you. It's all very intense, but it's as true as anything can be. I found the best way to react to trauma-based mind control pseudo events is to identify it as such and move on. Diving down the rabbit hole gives the event power. Right. Sometimes there's a phase in waking up to the deceptions of the world where you dive down a lot of rabbit holes. And then there comes a time when you just can identify and move on. When someone says, oh, well, the Kurds are, you just go, nonsense. Just move on. Like, don't get trapped like the monkey gripping the candy. And people like this, they're not in control. These are two of the biggest monkey-grabbing candy people alive. These people are not in control of you. They were tested and they lost over and over again. If you know Ben Shapiro's family history, his dad was a stay-at-home dad. His mom was the breadwinner. He was groomed from a young age to be a Republican, neoconservative talking head. Meghan McCain's father is a war criminal, baby murderer named John McCain, who betrayed his nation, funded ISIS, was a part of all these things, like wants never-ending war, just an absolute disgusting human being, right? These two people had failed families. They failed the test of being human or animal. Now they are testing you. Are you a human or are you an animal? Now, if you come to the conclusion that war is the best move because of your logic, your intuition, your life experience, blah, 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 I will respect you in a way. I will think you're wrong. But if it's your decision, not because of shame, not because of seeking salvation through man, not because someone like these people tell you to, but if you really believe it, then that's a different story. And if you take social shame because of that, or if you pass tests, it's like, I'm not here to say what is for sure right or wrong, because I'm a human being like anybody else. But the vast majority of people are failing the test. They're presented with something they know is wrong, and they accept it for short-term reward, like a goat, like a chicken, like a monkey. And so in the Talmud, when it says that goyim are cattle, it's not wrong. Because if you fail that test, they will treat you like cattle. Because a goat has to go to the treat. A chicken has to go to the feeder. They have no way of stopping it. A human being says pain is temporary. Yeah, pride is forever. Right. That is the free will gift we are given. Right, exactly. And it comes from God. Only God the Father. It's fascinating. Like God of the Satan, who some people call God, their God, is always saying, "Do as thou wilt, do as thou wilt, do as thou wilt." What it means is engage in your mouth pleasure, as Joe Rogan calls it. Engage in your indulgences. And so we all know right from wrong. Right. And the more you do this, the more you think like this, the more quickly you can identify a lie. It's almost like speaking a language where you become fluent in lies. And it's like it's a type of sixth sense where they're like a lie has a vibration, because I'm not capable of discerning what is right or wrong sometimes, because I don't have enough information, because of just looking at my history of my life, how many times I've been wrong. The difference is, did I know it or not? Did I fight my instincts? Did I know that something was wrong and I did it anyway for reward? That's the difference. And there's a lot of people right now, like Ben Shapiro knows exactly what he's doing. These people know that they're trying to keep draining the coffers of America with their blood, gold, and self-respect, connection to God for their masters. They don't care about the Kurds. That's nonsense. They know there was no weapons of mass destruction. They know 9/11 was not as it appears. So they are attempting to gather more cattle. They are cattle as well, because they failed the test. And so they're serving their master, Satan. Literally, Satan is their master. It's the degradation of human beings until you are nothing more than a farm animal. And that's why, when people tell you to say things that aren't true and you just do it for short-term reward, do as thou wilt eventually becomes do what Satan will. Exactly. It's a play. It's a word trick. Do as thou wilt means two things. It means do as you want, and it also means do as you're told. Nick Fuentes, the alleged Mexican. Kurds are just the next round of bioweapons in the Middle East to benefit it. Just, once you see a lie, disengage. I'll never forget or forgive our PM, Tony Blair. I feel like going down the rabbit hole is actually crawling out of it. So there's two different ways of going down the rabbit hole or crawling out of the rabbit hole. You have to go down the rabbit hole sometimes to understand the nature of the lie or really understand the nature of reality. But if you live in the rabbit hole, you're now a rabbit. Welcome, Plain Truth Bear. All right, I'll try to be funny here. This is getting a little intense, I know, but oh yeah, they're cattle. These people must have no conception of the reality of hell and the fact that Satan has deceived. They're currently living in hell already. Because when you lose your ability to speak truth, to create, to have genuine love in your life, you're already in hell. Rather, the fires don't mean that much. If you don't have an ability to feel the flames because you're just an NPC, what does it even matter? You just keep, think about the hell it is to damn other men to death for a lie. How are you supposed to hold your children and kiss them honestly? How are you supposed to look into the eyes of your wife and see her lack of respect for you? How are you supposed to spend your money on things? Okay, you get rich, you buy a boat, right? You buy a yacht. You go out in your yacht. You're still there. Now it's you on the yacht. You're still there. That's still you. You're still the man that betrayed to get that yacht. You can't avoid yourself. You're still in your own head. You're not the yacht. You're still sitting on that yacht. You're sitting out looking at the ocean, and you have a full bar, and you have someone serving you, and there's these women on the yacht, and they're dressed scantily, and there's dudes hanging out, and everybody. You're still on the yacht. You can't avoid yourself anymore. You know what you did. You know how you got that boat. And so what it does is these people are incapable of hating themselves to a degree that they deserve, so they hate humanity. They look out. They say everyone else is evil, not me. And then, congratulations, you're now in hell. Saw an old guy driving a nice car today, and he looked miserable. Miserable. It's that whole, I hope you live 1,000 years. This transhumanism, it's like, these people, even if they live 1,000 years, they're more scared of death right now than me. And I know I'm not going to live 1,000 years. I know I'm not going to ever upload my consciousness into a computer or get adrenochrome and child's blood to live a long time. Right now, a 39-year-old transhumanist who believes he can live 1,000 years is still more scared of death than me, a man that will never accept any of that stuff to live one extra minute. What does that say about your mind, about God, about reality? What's it for? You're still living in fear. Death is still coming. Whether it's 1,000 years or a minute, we all die. And it's like, when you accept truth and accept reality, you can live in harmony with it. You can live in love. But if you don't, if you challenge God and you think you can win, you live in fear. You live in pain. You live in paranoia. You live in depression. You live in anxiety. Before you know it, you're drinking, you're eating, you're popping pills, you're fucking stranger and stranger types of people. It says they worship death. They're obsessed with death. They're so scared of it. They're so scared to die. And that's why this is an ancient idea. None of these ideas are coming from me. These are ancient. The whole I hope you live 1,000 years is a classic insult to a coward. Where it's like, I hope you die old in your bed. Congratulations. And the coward feels the pain of it, where it's like, yeah, you live a long life of just indulging your senses, Not suicidal at all, but I look forward to the day I meet our Lord, knowing he is real. Yeah, but he doesn't want you to look forward to meeting him. He wants you to crush. He wants you to provide, to create life with your family, provide for your family, be grateful. If you just want to meet God, it's like, just judging by the Bible and what's been written, that's not what he's telling you to do. He's not like, dude, come hang with me. No, he's like, crush, do your duty. So much truth in this dream. Well, it's ancient. It just is. No wonder Shapiro can't sleep at night. He knows what he has done. That's why he keeps buying new sheets. Gollum lived for 500 years. Yeah, and the whole time it sucked. I think that there's entities right now that probably were born human that live centuries. Some of these plans take way too long for normal lifespans. Want to meet God? Pray to him. Exactly, Marty. Exactly. Just be grateful. Being grateful is the way that I feel divinity. I don't have a dialogue. I don't pray and then hear a voice like, oh, good prayer, Big Bear. No, if I'm grateful, You just see like sun shining through like leaves and stuff differently. It's just great gratitude. It's why people are starving for honesty. Yeah, but it's everywhere. Everything is honest. The only thing that isn't is the institutions created by the beast system. Hollywood, media, public school, all that stuff. That's the dishonesty. The amount of your life that's real is vast. You know, they make you do it to yourself. I got a 3-day ban on Facebook for telling someone that I hope that they live for 1,000 years. Good for you. Bans from Facebook should be seen as an honor. You know, it's like, you got to start seeing all this stuff as like, good. Thank you for that. If you're hated by the devil, you're doing something right. Do you believe it's possible to get to and stay at the elite level without selling yourself into the machine? Well, it depends what you mean by the elite level. Like the elite level is in part of the beast system, like you're always on CNN or like you're in Forbes top billionaires. Yeah, you have to sell your soul. There's no other way to do that. But I think that there's elite people that don't have to sell their soul. You just don't really hear about them. Or they're just constantly demonized. Alex Jones talks to Jesus. Now, that's not Jesus. That's called his handler. And his name may be Jesus. Seeing the bad everywhere makes you appreciate the holy and moral in one's life. Yes. Without bad, there isn't good. Like, you have to have lines. You have to have boundaries, or else there is no shape of anything. Like, without not your son, there is no son. So it's like that with everything. Without betrayal, there is no commitment. So when you accept that, you can crush. Alex Jones is a sweaty meatball. Yeah, he is. The elite literally has to eat babies. That's been alleged. I don't know what it is, and I don't want to know. All right, let's look at some other stuff.